started, we are happy to welcome the principal of Jackson High School, Barbara Baird-Pauli. Hi, Barb.
Hi, how are you?
Good, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
And did you have a busy and emotional week last week?
It was. Graduation week is always a big week for us. We had a large graduating class, and of course with the events that revolve around graduation between baccalaureate honors, graduation, project graduation, and that call that nobody wants to make, and that's to pull graduation inside. It was a big week.
Yeah, and I think you made the right call.
We did. When there's uncertainty, you've got to pose a little more conservative edge, particularly when we had the downpour at about 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it was a very iffy night, and it was still cold and windy too, regardless.
It was quite chilly.
Yeah. Well, we've got some pictures from some of the events of last week, like baccalaureate, and here's graduation, actually.
Yeah.
I believe this is graduation, yes. How many in the class of 2019?
302.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 302.
Good size group. And a higher percentage graduating and that start at Jackson High.
Yes, our graduation rate is right in that 92-93% rate.
Awesome. A full house.
It was a full house, and for most of our kids, it was the first indoor graduation exposure that they've ever had, because the last one was 2011.
And you had 28 valedictorians?
We had 28 valedictorians, and you know, when we go through and review the valedictorians, because that's obviously a large quantity of kids, it's incredible to think that they have all, with the exception of perhaps a few, have dual enrolled, primarily through JC. There's a good portion of those kids that are leaving our place. They've already completed Calc 2 and Calc 3. They all have strong SAT scores, and they're going to very comparable schools between U of M, MSU, Carleton. I have a young man who will be playing for Carleton next year and is pretty much on a full ride. And a lot of our U of Mers are on full rides. Northern Michigan, and then there's a portion that have decided that staying local is really important, and they're taking advantage of the Jackson County Early College program, and so wisely they're going to conclude that 13th year with no college debt. And so the beauty of it is, even though they are all academically high achievers, they can choose to go wherever they go. And I have a young lady, actually, she has a 3.98, I believe, and she has been accepted to Cornell for her sophomore year.
Nice. And
so between her year next year at Lansing Community College, and then she'll head off to Cornell, and one of our valedictorians is headed off to MIT in the fall, which is kind of cool. This is the second year in a row, so she'll be able to meet up with one of her former classmates from last year.
Yeah, it's great. 2 J-High graduates at MIT. That is pretty cool. Well, let's look at some of the pictures. We got baccalaureate.
Sure.
And that's what do you have that on Wednesday before graduation?
Baccalaureate is the Wednesday preceding, and we have really offered fidelity to rotating faiths and churches. And so that it isn't, because it really isn't, for us, our baccalaureate isn't committed to a given faith or a committed church, but rather it's our students who are speaking. And so that we can offer due diligence in rotating through. This year it was at the First Congregational Church. Beautiful venue, beautiful old church, and just a wonderful experience for our kids.
Then the honors convocation, which I believe this is.
Honors Convocation is our ceremony whereby we presented this year the students who received the ambassador scholarships to acknowledge those businesses again. The academic honors that they have earned through Jackson High School, the Community Foundation, the picture that I see up there is Lori Grace presenting the Community Foundation scholarships, the Earl Holman Award, and of course Mr. Alger comes annually to give a Jared Alger award out in memory of his son. And
nice.
so it's a very, very special week, and each night has its own special quality to it.
Well, we didn't just have Jackson High graduation last week. We had SCMV, TA Wilson, and Pathways.
Jackson Pathways, absolutely. And the kids were just absolutely thrilled. I think our administrative team that collaborated for that ceremony did a great job of recognizing our kids, and the student speakers were fabulous. It's a very special time for all of our kids that are graduating.
Also indoors this year as
Yes,
well.
yes.
And then following the graduation, after all is done, all the end of pomp and circumstance, then it's project graduation. How does that work?
Project graduation we hold over at Parkside. Their facility is much more conducive, and of course we're set up for indoor graduation. And so there are just a variety of activities that we really begin planning the summer before graduation. And it's our commitment that every one of our seniors is able to leave with some sort of a gift that is either college driven, or if they're going to be living independently. And so the kids' names are drawn all night long, and they get to select from this long table of prizes, if you will. And then at the end of the night, there was a drawing for a 55-inch TV. And we had one young man who had his heart set on a TV or a refrigerator, and lo and behold, his number was pulled. So it's, and again, that's the last opportunity the kids have to be together. And our parent team that coordinates that has done an absolutely amazing, amazing job. And the kids just have a blast with it.
Yeah, very busy week, very emotional week. And this year, new emotion at Jackson High, because recently Barb announced that this is her last year at Jackson High as principal. She is retiring. And I think that surprised a lot of people, including me.
Well, it was a very long, thought-out decision. If I think about it too much. But, you know, Jackson High School and Jackson Public Schools has been such a vital organ in my life. And as I have moved through the course of this school year and looked at, you know, both of our children are out of state, and to have a little more freedom of my time and to be able to visit my kids. My daughter just started her teaching career in California, and I'd love to be able to go visit her classroom, and unfortunately her vacations are my vacations. And I'm really calling it gear shifting, because retirement to me is when you're about 85. And there are just a lot of areas that I still would like to have input in terms of the world of education. It is truly in my heart and soul, and I don't see education not being a part of my world.
Well, I've known Barb for decades. In fact, you brought your little kids when they were just babies.
Babies for the pictures.
Pictures.
Yeah.
And we've known you ever since. And how many years for you at Jackson High?
31 years.
31.
31 years.
Wow.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it. And I've been blessed with a profession that I absolutely love, and I've been blessed with the ability to every day get up and do what I love to do. And I am just grateful that I'm at a place in my career that my decision to shift gears isn't because I'm disenchanted with what I do, but because I need to capture more of my time. And
well, I know you love the school, and I think there are people that believe you actually live there.
There are times that I think I live there. In fact, years ago, you remember when we renovated back in 2000 to 2004, and my personal children said, just build an apartment on top of the school. And there's obviously been a lot of hours at Jackson High School, and it has truly been, and I think will always be, it's a labor of love. And I believe that I was put here on earth to do what I'm doing. And were it not for my experience at Bloomfield Elementary in kindergarten when Miss Howard had me as a kindergartner, and that was, I remember distinctly sitting in her classroom saying, "This is my world, and one day I will be in charge." I didn't know what it was, but one day. And I fell in love with education.
Well, I think JPS and Jackson High are greater for all your years of service, and you definitely will be missed. But I know you won't be far because, as you said, your next chapter, I'm sure, will include being part of J-High and JPS in some way.
Absolutely. I still have, I have 2 nephews that attend Jackson High. And it's such a special place and such a vital place to this community. And the importance of educating our young people and making them stronger to contribute to a stronger community remains. And so yes, it's, I don't see it not being a part of my world. It's just in a different vein, and again, with my having more time to capture more of my time.
Well, before that can happen, you still have to finish this school year. And even though the seniors are done, the rest of the school, they're still going to school till
June 7th. And I will be at my office till June 28th. And you know, I was raised to finish what you start. And so June 28th is that final day.
Well, congratulations on a great career and your retirement. Best wishes to you, Barb.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And you know, JTV has been such a loyal supporter of this community and of our school community. And I'm so appreciative to the focus that you put on our kids and what education means to this community. So kudos to JTV, and certainly appreciation extended to all that you do.
Well, thanks. It's been great working with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy the last few weeks.
I will. I will. It's a special time.
The year coming to a close for Jackson High School, and a 31-year career for Barbara Baird-Pauli. Well, stay tuned. Coming up next on JTV, we're going to check in with 64th District State Representative Julie Alexander.